Hello and welcome to Basic Spanish for OT, PT, and SLP clinicians. My name is Juanita and I will be your host. I am an occupational therapy assistant as well as the author of this book, Basic Spanish for OT, PT, and SLP clinicians in the acute hospital setting. This book, as well as the ebook, can be purchased on Amazon.com. I will leave a link on the channel. On today's video, we will start a series, and the series will be 5 principles to learning something new. 5 principles to learning something new. We're at the beginning of 2022. And one of the tendency every year is people make resolutions. They are saying, I'm going to do this for the new year. I'm going to learn a new language. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to eat better. And if you don't have certain principles in place, the problem becomes within 2 or 3 weeks, the momentum, the excitement wears off, and the thing that you were planning to do, it's gone. So this, even though this channel is for learning Spanish and it's to the therapy community, the reality is this is something that applies to anything that you want to do new, anything you want to change. So the first principle is, if you want to learn something new, you must immerse yourself. For those of us in therapy, we remember that part of our field work, our level 1s and our level 2s, is that we had to do countless number of hours. I know for my program alone, we had to do 600 hours of clinical field work before we were able to sit for the board exam. So the purpose behind that is that when you are going to treat people on your own as a licensed clinician, you would have had enough experience through your field work, during your student days, that you are now able to go in and treat someone else. So if you want to learn a new language, the encouragement I give to you today is you have to immerse yourself in it. You have to do something which it's called passive listening. That's the first step. And passive listening can be kind of hard sometimes. It's a little frustrating because sometimes you don't know what you're listening to. So I encourage people, you can listen to Spanish music, you can listen to television in Spanish, you can be around people, and it's a great way to meet people. I was blessed to be able to have a church. The church that I attend has a Latin American service, so I was able to meet a wonderful group of people at that church, and I was able to hear the sounds, and that helped me along this language journey. So I encourage you, as you're trying to learn something new, continue to immerse yourself in it. An example is when you think about children when they're born, the new parent doesn't look at a baby and say to them, yo hablo, tú hablas, él, ella, usted habla. That is not how the child learns. The child learns by listening to the cadence of their parents speaking. They listen and they hear, and then they begin to start to mimic. And that's the same way it will be with the language. You have to be able to listen to the cadence of Spanish in order for you to be able to pick up the sounds. I encourage you to probably listen to the same thing over and over and over again, because the cadence in one region may be a little bit different than the cadence in another region. If you have a copy of the book, you will see that I told you that I am actually raised in a bicultural home. So my father being from the West Indies, from the Virgin Islands, and my mother being from the South, the sounds were different in the way they pronounced words. I know how to change my accent according to where I'm speaking. So if I'm speaking to someone from the West Indies, the tendency is I will tend to change my cadence of speaking. And when I'm in the South, I've been down here now for about 16 years, and I noticed that my cadence has changed a little as well. So Again, if you want to learn the language, you want to learn something new, I encourage you. You have to immerse yourself or at least do some passive listening. Maybe a little frustrating at first, as I said, because you won't understand, but with time, you will pick it up. I'm keeping the video really short. Remember, I said 10 minutes and under, but this is just an encouragement. The 5 principles of learning something new. Gracias por venir, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.